All right, here's our second example of multiplying fractions. Now this is where it gets just a little bit harder. We're going to talk a little bit about estimating. So our example, let's find 8/9 of 3/4 or 3/4. Okay, now this one's a little harder to think about because I don't know exactly what 8/9 looks like. And I can imagine 3/4, but how do I break quarters into ninths? It's not as easy as breaking them into like half, like it was on the last one. So I'm going to use the standard algorithm. So over here on the left, I want to write the algorithm. So multiplying fractions, just like I said before, when you have a number like a over b times another number, c over d, your new product is going to be a times c over b times d. Okay, so the numerators multiply together and the denominators multiply together. Now I know that's just a bunch of like math jargon, but it'll be appropriate to think about later. Plus, we're getting into the habit of using variables. Okay. All right, so I'm going to remember that when I multiply fractions, I multiply straight across. So I'm going to multiply the numerators together here. 8 times 3. If I can't remember my 8s, I'm going to multiply by 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So 24 is 8 times 3. Okay. And then in the denominator, again, I multiply the denominators together. 9 times 4, which is 9, 18, 27, 36. 36. 24, 36. Now, this is where I want to talk to you about reducing. Okay, because in the last video I reduced, but I didn't really explain it. So when you reduce a fraction, now this is important, you're looking for a number that divides both the top number and the bottom number. So you're looking for a number that is a common factor between the numerator and the denominator. Okay, now remember we talked about common factors like 2 weeks ago. Common factors are numbers that divide both of the numbers, like a number that will divide 24 that will also divide 36. So we'll start with 24 over 36. 24 over 36. Okay, what is a number that goes into both 24 and 36? All right, so you should have come up with some numbers that go into both of them. I'm going to try 2 because I notice they're both even. So if that number goes into both, I divide by 2 on the top and I divide by 2 on the bottom. And then I'm going to get my reduced fraction. 24 divided by 2 is 12. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Cool. Hey, look, these numbers are also even, which means I can divide by 2 again. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now, these two numbers aren't even, but I know my 3's times table, so I know that they're both divisible by 3. So I'm going to divide by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. Cool. So 2/3. And now 2 and 3 are both prime numbers. I remember from when we talked about prime numbers. So this is the most reduced that fraction can become, 2/3. Okay, so 8/9 of 3/4 is 2/3. Whew, totally blew my mind. All right, let's do some triads. All right, your triads for this one are 3/7 times 2/3, that's a 7 right here, and 4/9 times 3/10. So 3/7 of 2/3 and 4/9 of 3/10. Take a second, pause this video, try those two problems, and then we'll come back and I'll go over it. All right, you should have paused the video. You should have tried those two problems. Now I'm going to go over it. So remember, just like it says up here, when I'm multiplying fractions, multiply the numerator together and the denominator together. So 2 times 3 is 6. 7 times 3 is 21. Okay, this can reduce to 2/7. All right, again, over here, 3 times 4 is 12, and 9 times 10 is 90. This can reduce to 4/30, or 2/15.